In this question of data interpretation of a pie chart, we have been given two pie charts. The first pie chart shows the number of workers in six different companies. So we have here A, B, C, D, E, F in 2018. Now, the values here given are 60, 75, 45, and so on. So just by looking at it, I can see that the summation is not equal to 100. So these values must be in degrees. Okay. All these values must be in degrees. Shows the number of trained workers in those companies in 2019. Okay. Now these are in 2019 and you can see these are percentage values. Study the given data carefully and answer the related question. So number of workers is increased by 20% in B in 2019 from 2018. So first of all, in 2018, how many people were in B? Let's find out. So B is orange, so that is 75 degrees. So 75 upon 360 into 21,600. Okay. Now this will give us the value in 2018. Okay. So zeros get cancelled out. This is 6 square and this is 6 cube. We can write this down as into 60. So 75 into 60, we have 4,500. Now, this is the number of workers in B company in 2018. Now, it is increased by 20% in 2019. So, 2019 value will be 4,500 multiplied by, now increase by 20%. So, the multiplying factor will be 1 plus 1 by 5, that is 6 by 5. Okay. So if you divide this by 5, this becomes 900 into 6, that is 5,400. Okay. So this is the value in 2019 for B workers. The respective ratio of male to female workers in 2019 is 5:4. Okay. If number of trained female workers is 30% of the number as total trained workers, then number of trained male workers is what percentage of the total number of male workers in 2019. Now these are the total workers in 2019. So the male workers will be equal to, we will get it from this ratio 5:4. The first value is of male. So we can say it is 5 upon 5 plus 4, that is 9 into 5,400. So we get that value as 3,000. Okay. If number of trained female workers is 30% of the number as total trained workers. Okay. Now the total trained workers in 2019 is 12,000. That's what is given. Okay. In B, we have 20% of that. So B trained workers will be equal to 20 percentage of 12,000. Right. So that comes out to be 2,400. Okay. Now 30% of them are female. That means we can say male trained workers will be 70% of these values. Okay. So it comes out to be 1680. Now the question asked is then the number of trained male workers is what percentage of the total number of male workers in 2019. Okay. So basically it is 1680 divided by 3000 into 100. Okay. So all the zeros get cancelled out. It is basically 168 upon 3. So answer comes as 56 percentage. So answer for the first question is option A, 56 percentage. Let's see the next question on this. So we have here total number of workers in C in 2018 is 10% less than that of C in 2019. And number trained workers in C in 2019 is 10% less than that of C in 2018. Then what is the increment or decrement recorded in the number of untrained workers in C in 2019 from 2018? Okay. Now we are speaking of C. So first of all, C in 2018 will be 45 upon 360 into 21,600. So we have seen this. This is nothing but 60. So 45 into 60, that comes out to be 2700. Now, this value in 2018 is 10% less than that of C in 2019. Okay. So therefore, C in 2019 will be 2700 into 10 by 9. Okay. So solving this, we get it as 3000. So these are the number of workers in C in 2019. Number of trained workers in C in 2019 is 10% less. So first of all, in 2019, C is how many? So C trained is equal to 12% of 12,000. So that comes out to be 1440, right? Now trained workers in 2015 will be what? Now this 1440 is 10% less than that of 18. So this is 2019 value. Now C trained 2018 will be 1440 into 10 by 9 again. So that comes out to be 1600. Okay. So number of untrained workers. Okay. So C untrained in 2018. Okay. Now the total workers are 2700, 1600 are trained. That means untrained in 2018 was 1100. Now C untrained in 2019. Total is 3000, out of which 1440 are trained. That means 1560 are untrained. Now, what is the required percentage? Then, what is the increment or decrement recorded in the number of untrained workers in C in 2019 from 2018? So, we have to find out this percentage increase. So, you can see it is an increase. So, percentage increase of the difference is of 460 upon 1560 into 100. Now, sorry, the denominator will be the initial value. The initial value is 1100. So we get it like this. So 460 upon 11, you can simply divide it. So 11 fours are 44. We have 20. So 11 ones are 11. Then we have 90. So 11 eights are. So answer will be 41.8 percentage. So that's our answer for this particular question. Okay. Let's see the next one. If 20% of total number of workers are trained in D in 2019 and the number of trained workers in D in 2019 is 20% less than that of trained workers in D in 2018, then what is the respective ratio of number of untrained workers in 2018 and 2019 in company D? Okay. Now, first of all, company D is yellow. So D 2018 is 50 upon 360 into 21,600. So it comes out to be, this is 60. So 50 into 60, that is 3,000. Okay. Now company D, it is 10 percentage. So D trained in 2018. This is 10 percentage of 12,000. Okay. So that is 1200. Now total number of workers in D in 2019 will be how much? Now this is 2019 value. By mistake wrote it as 18. Now it is given that this value is 20 percentage of total. That means D total of 2019 is basically 6,000. Okay. And number of trained workers in D in 2019 is 20% less than that of the trained workers in. So D trained in 2018 will be equal to 1200 into 10 by 8. We can also write this down as 5 by 4. So it comes out to be 1500. Okay. Now we want the required ratio. What is the respective ratio of number of untrained workers in 2018 and 2019 in D? Okay. Now in 2018, there were 3,000 total workers, out of which trained are 1500. So the difference is of 1500. Okay. In 2019, total workers are 6,000, out of which only 1200 are trained. That means 4,800 are untrained. So this is the required answer. We can reduce it to zeros get cancelled. 15 is to 48. We can divide it by 3. So 5 is to 60. So the answer is option C. Okay. Now let's see the next question. Okay. So respective ratio of number of male workers and that of female workers in F is 5 is to 3 in 2018. Okay. So we are dealing about F company now. F is green one. Okay. So first of all, F 2018 total, it is 40 upon 360 into 21600. This is nothing but 60. So this comes out as 2400. Okay. Now this is 2400. Now let's see what do we want, male or female. Okay. So we want both. So male in 2018 will be 5 upon 8 into 2400. Why 8? Because it is 5 plus 3. So this comes out to be 1500. Female in 2018. Now that will be 3 upon 8, or you can also subtract 1500 from 2400. So we get the answer as 900. We can also do it like this. Okay. Number of male and female workers are increased by 20% and 40% respectively in 2019 from 2018. Okay. So this becomes 1500 into 6 by 5. Now why 6 by 5? Because it is an increase of 20%. So I write it down as 1 plus 1 by 5. Here it is 40%. So I write it down as 1 plus 2 by 5. So this becomes 7 by 5. Okay. So the number of male now become 1800. The number of female now become 1260. Okay. So therefore the total workers come out to be 3060. Okay. Now the total number of trained workers in F. Okay. So F trained in 2019. It will be 13 percentage of 12,000. So that comes out to be 1560. Now these are trained workers. We want untrained workers. How many untrained workers are there? So untrained workers will be 3060 minus 1560. So it comes out to be 1500. Okay. So untrained workers are 1500. Trained workers are 1560 in 2019 for company F. The question asked is what is the difference? So 1560 minus 1500, we get the difference as 60. So that will be our answer. Okay. Next one. Total number of workers is increased by 20% in A in 2019 from 2018. Okay. So we are now talking about company A. So this is 60 upon 360 into 21600. Okay. So this is into 60. So this comes out to be 3600. Okay. Now 3600 is your number of workers in A in 2018. So in A 2019 total workers will be, it is a 20% increase. That means it is 1 plus 1 by 5. So 3600 into 6 upon 5. Okay. So solving this, you get the answer as 4320. Okay. Now we move on to number of trained workers in 2019. So it will be A trained in 2019. It is 15 percentage of 12,000, which comes out to be 1800. Okay. So therefore, A untrained workers in 2019 will be 4320 minus 1800. So it comes out to be 2520. ठीक है, so this is A untrained in 2019. ठीक है, now speaking of company E, total number of workers is decreased by 20% in E. Now company E is this one. Okay, so 90 percentage of 21,600. Okay, so E company is equal to 90 by 360 of 21,600. So it comes out to be 5,400. Now it has decreased by 20%. So therefore, E in 2019 will be 5,400 into 4 by 5. Why? Because it decreased by 20%. That means it will be 1 minus 1 by 5. So solving this, we get the answer as 4320 again. Okay. So it's exactly the same thing as this value. Now, these are the total workers. Now we want trained workers. Okay. Now trained workers is this color. So 30 percentage. Trained in 2019. So 30 percentage of 12,000. That comes out to be 3,600. So if I subtract 3,600 from 4,320, that will give me E untrained. So that comes out to be 720. Okay. Now we want this ratio 2520 is to 720. This to this 2520 is to 720. So zeros get cancelled out. We can divide it by 9. Okay. So this is 9 8s are. This is 9 2s are 18. Then 72. So 28. 28 and 8 we can divide it by 4. So this comes out to be 7 is to 2. So answer will be none of these. Okay. So that's how we can solve these 5 questions based on this pie chart. I hope you have understood all the concepts we have used over here. It is basically application of percentage throughout the 5 questions.